my story basically precipitated a book writing. I felt like the Lord invited me to write it. I don't feel like he said, do it, do it, do it. I feel like he said, if you want to do this, you can. Yeah, well, I married a wonderful man who did not have all the perks that I grew up with. Came from a pretty broken home. The Lord saved him pretty radically in kind of the Jesus movement. He actually had a pretty dramatic story where the Lord stopped him in his tracks and told him to go find a Bible, which he did not have even one in his family, in his home. And he broke into a library. It was late at night. He broke into a library to find a Bible because he really felt that strongly that he heard, the voice of the Lord. Come to find out years and years and years and years later, what he was kind of diagnosed would be considered bipolar. He had big cycles of about 5 years apart. And so about every 5 years, give or take months, he would really kind of spiral out. We battled depression and anxiety kind of simultaneously, which is crazy and sad and hard. And, it affected everything in our lives. Most of our married life, we were, aware that those were challenges for him, but he pretty much lived on top of them. Through it all, God was so faithful that ultimately he committed suicide. Even at his memorial service, I said it's just such a great God story in so many ways, even though it ended the way that we would never want. To see how the Lord used Mark is such a testimony to him, being strong in our weaknesses. This wasn't the story that I wanted to write.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the Lord took him home and that he's good. As a matter of fact, the Lord gave me a sweet dream that he's good and he's smiling and he's well, and I'm good with that. So I really think that it's an important story because I think there's way, way, way more people out there battling than most of us know. And so if we can be encouraging or point to Jesus or bring anybody hope that, there is good that can come from really hard things, even hard finishes for some, then that's what we want to do. We want to tell people you're not alone and God is good. And that's what we hope comes from the book.
The book is Counting It Joy, the Macallister story. You can check it out at countingitjoybook.com. Now, I didn't get a chance to read the book before our episode, but since I have, and it was pretty incredible. I picked up a couple extra copies with the intent of giving away one for the contest, but after reading it, it's a book that I really want to get out there, so I've decided to give away 2 copies. So if you're interested in hearing more, if you'd like to buy the book, that would be great, but if you want to enter the contest, all you need to do is share your favorite episode with the hashtag #LetGodDie on Facebook, and the winner will be announced on January 31st.